This is a tournament round on the US Am Tour. It's my third tournament back after a year away from competitive golf, and my first back since I fired that sizzling 67 at Split Rail. My ball striking has been on point, but I've been finding new and interesting ways to sabotage rounds of golf, which is why I've got the Tangent app with me to diagnose how we navigate this golf course. I've never played Boulder Creek, and outside of a few minutes with the Explore mode in Tangent, I have no idea what to expect. What I do know is that the greens are fast, the fairways are firm, and the weather, well, it couldn't be better. So let me walk you through how I, a scratch golfer, approach a golf course that I've never seen and deal with the adversity of golf. The first hole is simple enough. It's a dogleg right with some water you have to carry, but the fairway is plenty wide and it's bombs away. Always good to start with a fairway hit, and that leaves me just a wedge from 84 yards into this green. What makes this shot difficult is the false front with a flag tucked well to the left. So we take a conservative target to the right, away from the false front, and hit a really solid wedge to pin high, leaving 24 feet for birdie on the first hole. Let's go. The practice greens were absolute lightning, so as dumb as it sounds to be scared of a 24-footer, this green falls off hard after the hole, and I was having nightmares of literally putting this ball off the green. So I take a high line, and I try to make sure that I get the pace right. Instead, I just hit an awful scared putt that leaves me one of those tricky 5-footers for par to start the day. And I pull it. Nothing says tournament golf like a 3-putt on the first hole. Still, there's lots of golf left, and I did the hard part well. The second hole is a short par 4, but for some reason they split the fairway with these bunkers. I've never seen this course, so I was worried that hitting driver would get me to where the fairway runs out, and I have no idea how bad that would be. So I opt to lay back with a 2-iron just to try to get something in play. I catch this tee shot, a groove towards the thin side, and an unlucky bounce puts me in the middle of these fairway bunkers. A recording snafu means we missed the shot on tape, but I hit a pretty good shot to just short of the green. It's Texas wedge time, and anytime you can put a putter in your hand, you should. And I hit a pretty good lag up there to within a few feet. These are the putts that your friends throw back at you, but they can absolutely derail a competitive round. I give this the full treatment after the 3-putt on the first and make a pretty stress-free par on the second hole, just patiently trying to ease into the round. Which takes us to the first par 3 of the round. Playing just over 155 yards, but I only need 145 to cover the front edge, so I'm going with a 9-iron to this tucked right pin. I pick a target that's a good 15 feet left of the pin to give me some margin for error, and it's a good thing, because this comes out on the right side of my dispersion and right at the flagstick. A great shot for our first good birdie look. We have 12 feet to get back to even, and I'm feeling aggressive on this fairly straight putt.
Oh, I crushed it. That was aggressive.
A little too aggressive. It goes a good 6 feet past. An easy mistake to make, but it was careless. It's another 5-footer for par, and a lip out. Ouch. Just like that, we went from birdie look to bogey, and it's important at this point to not beat myself up. The ball striking is good. Put on your patient pants. Lots of golf left, especially going right into our first par 5.
I thought that putt was uphill, but from here, that was a downhill putt.
The fourth is a dogleg left par 5, and the problem with having never played the course is it can be difficult to commit to a line off the tee when you can't see the landing area. I know from the Tangent app that it's about 270 yards to the bunker that's straight ahead of me. That's definitely in play for me, so I need to be left of that. I'm trying to hit it a good 40 yards left of that. But I block it. Just 20 yards left of that bunker, and that looks like it one-hops into the desert. Okay, it's hard to get mad at a 300-yard drive, but we might not find it, so we'll hit a provisional. It's important when hitting a provisional to commit to it. Make sure you don't make another mistake, exactly like I do here. It's just hard to commit to the necessary line when you can't see where it's going to land, and that's definitely in the desert. Let the Easter egg hunt begin.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta take it unplayable. I can't hit it anywhere. The question is where? Like the flag is there, so I can go back, but even then I'm not gonna be able to advance it. Or I can go 2 club lengths that way. Back here would be better, but I still can't advance it to the green. I'm gonna take unplayable. God, I hate when a good drive gets a bad result.
So now we're dropping 2, hitting 3 in the desert, and we still have to lay up. It's not great, but at least I'm being smart here and taking my medicine. I'm not trying to force it too far forward where I could leave it in the desert. 6 is still better than 7 last time I checked. We have a wedge from the fairway, and with a good one we might still be able to salvage a 5. There's not a lot of trouble here, so I'm taking dead aim, and this ball landed within 6 inches of the hole. Your boy had some sauce on it, and it spins back to 10 feet for par. This would be a great scramble to save par, but that was an awful stroke. Pro tip, if you hit a bad putt, say that it hit something.
It hit something early.
If anything, you lie to yourself to protect your confidence, and you lie to everyone else so that they don't know how trash that putting stroke was. Well, we're 3 over through 4, and I feel like the ball striking has been solid. If that's not golf, I don't know what is. A straightforward par 4 on the 5th, so it's bombs away and a fairway hit. Another wedge in.
Just go a little.
I never liked this off the face. It felt weird, but when we got to it, it was short of the green.
I think it's shorter than it looks. Is that where I landed? I landed here.
Yeah.
Like I said, contact felt funny, like it spun, like it up the face. Told you, there's no way I left it that short.
If I thought I had some sauce on the last hole, this ball was dripping in sauce because it actually landed on the green and spun back over 30 feet off of the green. Now, I'm not a high spin player, so I'm a little baffled at this point as I putt this from the front of the green. It's 70 feet over a mound. And let me just say that a lot of times you 3-putt because of your wedge. What do I mean by that? It's hard to 2-putt from 70 feet. It just is. So while it's easy to blame my putter for another 3-putt, I should have never had a 70-foot putt when I had a wedge in my hand. The poor shot was the wedge, not the putt. That's a bogey. We're 4 over and going the wrong way. But before you click away, that's what this is all about. When a round is getting away from you, when you don't have the start that you wanted, how do you dig your heels in and say, not today, I got this? And it starts with the tee shot on number 6. Another short par 4 with some sort of ravine according to the tangent aerial image. So we're laying back with a 4 hybrid. Smart decisions. When you're playing an unfamiliar course, find ways to stay in play. That leaves just a gap wedge in with the back pin. This is a tricky one. The ball's been spinning on me, but you don't have any room to go past this pin, so we're just going to favor a little right of it and try to get to the correct tier. I was asking this to go, but it was there. It landed pin high on the correct tier, but it ripped back. At this point, the sauce is a trend. I'm feeling like the tight sandy fairways are causing me to have more spin than normal. Either way, we have 40 feet for birdie, up a slope, and I need to stop the bleeding. I hit a decent lag here, but we're still working harder than I want. That's outside the comfort zone at 4 to 5 feet, one of those tournament putts, and I bury it. Let's start building one shot at a time. The 7th hole is our second par 5, and this fairway is narrow. I feel like I have to hug the left, so when this squirts out right, I'm at least a little worried we might have lost another one. For those taking notes, I've missed my target to the right almost every swing thus far. I feel a little better when no one in my group is able to hold this fairway, but we're punching out of trouble again.
This is not ideal. A chunky lie in the desert. Just can't quite figure out the lines. When you're in trouble, get out.
Those are words to live by. I've already made one mistake. No reason to do something stupid off this lie. Trust your approach game and get it back in play. This is a good punch to the fairway. It leaves me a 9-iron in, which I hit a really good one. Striking those irons, and I've gone from jail to a 12-footer for birdie to get one on the board. But it's another awful stroke, and while I would have signed up for par, the putter is bulky. Let's keep an eye on that. The 8th hole is a cute little par 3 over water, bunkers protecting the front, and a solid 9-iron gives me another birdie look, this time from 21 feet.
I've shanked a few, but I'd have to shank this one pretty good.
I don't love this stroke either, but the pace is better and it's a stress-free par. You know on the good miss that we don't get mad at stress-free pars. The 9th hole is a cool hole. Split fairway, lots of water, but man is it confusing your first time through. I had no idea what to aim at, so I pick a palm tree. On this line, I need a 260-yard cover, so I'm slightly anxious as you can tell by this terribly uncommitted pull hook. Pro tip, Often committing to a bad line is going to give you a better result than hitting uncommitted to a safer line. Key thing there is commit. This might be in the desert, so I'll hit another provisional. This time I do a better job committing and smoke it right to the original line I'd intended. That drive would have been perfect.
Dumb shots get dumb results. Wedge it up and find a way to make par. I'll go for a walk, Mike. Player 2's pretty good. I freaking massacred that second drive. Well, so I stood over it. There, you got the two palms. I was aimed at the one further right from the pin is where I wanted to hit it, on that line. And so when we talked about it, I let myself get distracted and I stopped thinking about there. And then I felt like I was, since I felt like you were saying the other palm, I'm like, oh, my aim's too far right, and then subconsciously you just yank it. Let myself get completely distracted from the one I was aiming at. I should have backed off it again.
All right, line 3, 9-iron in hand, just trying to get this on the green to have a chance at par. This got pretty close to the hole, but another shot that spun back, leaving 19 feet for the save. These are the kind of putts that can build momentum in a round.
It's a par. I had to punch out left-handed almost from that tree, or not left-handed, but.
I'm glad I made that, but I won't lie and say it was a good stroke. I'm glad the hole got in the way. That's a 4 over 40 on the front, but we're trending. I was going to try to get the whole round without saying it, but I can't help myself. The pros don't have to deal with this. They overseeded the tee box, but it's coming in patchy. This lie sucks on a tee box.
Yeah, exactly. Good miss.
And while I had the good miss, one of my playing partners chunked theirs in the water. Tough tee box. So I'm up, but a long way back. A 7-iron in on this really short par 4. The pin is tucked left and well protected, so I'm aiming at the right edge of the green. The Tangent app will help you with this, but you shouldn't blindly aim at pins. Aim to the fat side and give yourself margin for error, which is exactly what the Tangent caddy tells me to do. And even though I missed this green, I'm in a good spot. I'm just off the fringe, which is what we call a near green, because I can still get a putter on it.
God, took a big hop right off of that grass in front of it.
Which leaves a par tester, but we're building momentum, so of course it goes in. The third par 5 and the shortest of the bunch, but it's another tight fairway. Still have to try to hit driver, as laying up really doesn't make the hole any easier according to Tangent. And this is my third poor tee shot in a row, and part of the reason why I lost strokes on the day off the tee. Still, it's in play, just means I'm laying up. So I take a good conservative line and throw it out right at the green, and I'm gonna have to get up and down for that birdie. This dormant grass is tight. It'll scare you if you're tentative with a wedge, so I make an aggressive swing that just doesn't spin for the first time all day. I'm not mad at it, but it's 23 feet for birdie down the hill. Luckily, we've got all our putting woes shored up.
Man, I'm overreading these all day today. I talked myself into that. That's on me. It's amazing how easy you can miss a putt when you tell yourself you're going to miss it.
Look, I've got demons. I'm typically able to suppress them, but every now and then that devil gets on your shoulder, and that's when you should back off. But no time to back off now. We got to find the gas pedal on this short par 4 12th, just a little hybrid off the tee, setting up the next, a wedge from 100 yards. The pin is tucked behind that bunker, so it's visually intimidating, but a solid swing, again with too much spin, leaves me 15 feet for birdie.
The Pro V1Xs? Yeah, they're a lower spin than the X. Trust me, I've never been called a high spin player. I know, that's why I'm baffled. I think it's because of this turf. It's almost like hitting off a cart path. It might be. And so I'm just pinching it. You gotta turn. I have overread these things all day today. I was drooling over that one.
An easy par, we don't get mad at easy pars. Lucky number 13 is a longer par 3, and I've got 5-iron. I tend to miss these left according to Tangent, so we're favoring 15 feet to the right of the pin.
Toey. Sloppy swing. Good miss.
Like and subscribe. 22 feet, starting to stack up some greens. If I could only hit a putt.
Bad read, dude. What are you doing?
A better lag, but after the short miss a couple holes back, I'm taking my time and making sure I make par. 14 is a short par 5, but another one where a ravine goes through the fairway, forcing us to lay up. So it's just a 4 hybrid to make sure I don't go too far. Well, so much for that. That's a 282-yard 4 hybrid that found its way right into the ravine. But a good lie means I'm going at it in 2 with a 6-iron. 18 feet for eagle, stacking up good shots. Even a bulky putter can't stop me now.
Adjusted it, took break off right there at the end. Oops, I'm sorry, did I just walk right through you? Let me get this. All right, here we go. Join the club, finally.
You thought I was foreshadowing there, but even I couldn't mess that up. The 15th is a dogleg left with water through the fairway. It's into the light breeze though, so I'm laying back with a 2-iron. It's just too narrow for driver. Even then, I hit this well, and I was worried it might roll through. Instead, I've got just a wedge in. Let's go. It's time to go back to back, brick by brick, shot by shot. And I stuffed this wedge. Patience is paying off, 6 feet for birdie. How about it?
It did.
This round was one of the first in the last several that told me my putting was off. I have work to do, and the Tangent app can help me turn those stats around. The 16th hole is another split fairway hole and a blind one. You can't really see where the ball needs to land. Luckily, Tangent has me land up properly to hit it far enough right to be in a good position. And if you want to be in a great position, use Good Miss to save 20% on an annual subscription to Tangent. Start playing less golf. Get it? Less golf? That's what we're trying to do here. And I didn't love this wedge, but I do love 15 feet for birdie. So let's go putter.
Sit.
Nope. Can't even get the pace right. I'm testing myself in multiple ways, but I make this one and it's a par. Don't look now, but I'm even par since number 5, and I've climbed back into this golf tournament. I'm only one back from the leader in my group, and I've got a shot at a high finish. Patience is paying off. Another good iron to 14 feet. We've had some birdie chances on this back 9, and this is a good one.
It's just bobbling.
But I just can't buy a putt. It's not the greens, it's me. I need to practice, even if I blame the greens. We don't get mad at easy pars. Walking to the 18th hole, I'm 2 shots back of the leader in my group, and a birdie bogey finish could get me into a playoff. So even though this hole is stupid and weirdly shaped, I have to go for it. I'm aiming well to the right at the narrow sliver of fairway, but in my head I know that if I pull it, I should just go in the bunker. I never thought I could carry it 280 yards and go all the way through the fairway. But that's what the first one does. I hit a provisional for a lost ball because I have no idea what's on the other side of the fairway, and I take the same intended line, but with a 3-wood this time. A forced 250-yard carry, and I pipe it. It was the right target, but the wrong club. Turns out that it was a hazard through the fairway, so I can't play the provisional. I have to drop from the hazard, leaving a tough side hill lie, hitting 3. The side slope should take this ball to the left, but it doesn't, so I'm in the bunker. I had to be aggressive, but now there's a little bit of air coming out of the balloon. I've grinded all day. After starting the round 4 over through 5 holes, we're still 4 over on the 18th. But after birdie chance after birdie chance and a good tee shot getting a bad result on 18, I'm 1 shot short of the gas I needed in the tank. Eventually, I get this on the green, and I finally roll in a putt for good measure. Just when the game has you ready to give up, it pulls you right back in. I didn't win this tournament, but I'm proud of the way I grinded out a result. Playing a new course in a tournament condition is tough. Tangent helps. Let's improve together. Next time on The Good Miss.